Lions TV, this is a post-match analysis video for yesterday's 1-1 draw against Sunderland at the Den. A lot of words getting touted around yesterday of frustration, disappointment. I'm not sure, really. I'm not sure, you know. Sunderland, rock bottom of the league, fighting for their lives. They didn't come to win, that's for sure. But, it was never going to be easy. And, it just shows how far we've come this season now that people are expecting us to win those games. We've got a point against the team that were in the Premier League last year. And we're 11th in the table. So as far as I'm concerned, not really too frustrated. But before we delve further into things like that, let's take a look at the 11 that started the match. For the fourth game in a row, Chopper named an unchanged side. Jordan Archer in goal. Marlon Romeo right back. James Meredith left back. Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson centre defence. Jed Wallace on the right. Ben Marshall on the left. Sean Williams and Georgie O. Saville in the centre of midfield. And up front, Lee Gregory and Steve Morrison. Right, where do we start with this one? The game started out, we had a chance very early. Jake Cooper, in real time I thought he could have done better with it. Watching the replay, he couldn't do any more really. As it back across the goalkeeper, it's going in. And if it went Cattlemore for once, manages to stay on his feet. One of the few times in the 90 minutes that he did. And he chested the ball away to safety. The game swung after that. Pendulums, obviously, you know, it swings backwards and forwards. Sunderland got a breakthrough. Eventually, it was a bad goal round, bad defending that led to the corner. A short corner that was allowed to be taken, it shouldn't have. Sean Williams does some sort of dramatic jump in the air and misreads what Brian Oviedo is going to do. And then he shoots from outside the box. Am I blaming the goalkeeper? I'm not blaming the goalkeeper. It was a rocket of a shot. He's been done at his near post, but let's be honest, it was a terrific strike. That's the third home game in a row now that we've conceded shots from outside the box. Maybe something to look at going forward. Sheffield Wednesday, Cardiff, and now that, you know, all long-range shots from outside the box. All good goals, don't get me wrong, but preventable. You know, after that, we got back into the game. I felt yesterday, Tony Thomas covered in his drive home, he got it nailed on exactly what I thought. You know, we have a plan A. We know our plan A. Cooper, by the way, I will keep saying this, Jake Cooper is instructed by the manager to play the long diagonals to Morrison. You know, he can play football, trust me, but he is instructed by the manager to get the ball and knock long diagonals. This isn't something he just made up off the top of his own head. He's been instructed to do that. He's following instructions. The ball goes long to Morrison, and you know, as we all know, I'm a fan of Morrison. But when he doesn't, when he has his not his off days, but when he comes up against, you know, a better centre half and he doesn't win his headers, our game plan fails, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. When we was getting down the wings and sticking crosses in, we was putting it too close to the goalkeeper every single time, and he was just munching out and just taking every cross. But we just continue to do it. I feel that George Saville and Jeb Wallace, unfortunately, I feel like they've gone out of form a little bit. Well, I was going to say Saville especially, but both of them, I think they did so well at the start of the season, and they were both so effective that now, you know, they look like they need a rest of me. And I was the first one to say, you know, name that unchanged side, because you can't change a winning side. But against Hull now on Tuesday, it looks like it needs freshening up to me. I thought Marlon Romeo was superb at right back. He was my man of the match, Marlon Romeo. He did well. James Meredith did do well at left back. A lot of people saying he was man of the match. With Meredith, he's very, very good defensively. But going forward, his distribution isn't very good. Crosses into the box, and we saw that yesterday. But listen, as I say, it's a point, and it was frustrating at times. We should have won the game. Chopper again at half-time gets into him, and he says the right things. And we come out the second half, and it just didn't fall for us. Even that goal, you know, it was confirmed by Hawkeye. It was scrappy. It was cagey, wasn't it? It was that sort of game yesterday. But frustrating, I'm not so sure. You know, we've got a little bit of the green-eyed monster now, and we're all looking at the playoffs. Me included, I've been the worst one pushing it. But on reflection, it's not a bad point at all. Ben Marshall on the left, I'm undecided on this guy. He's obviously very talented, but do we buy him? Don't we buy him? He's going to be worth a lot of money, that's for sure. We're not going to get him. We're not going to get him for a fiver, without doubt. He seems inconsistent to me. He seems inconsistent. He was a big culprit yesterday, putting in a lot of crosses, far too close to the goalkeeper. But yeah, what else? The centre forwards didn't really get into the game, but it wasn't really their fault because, again, you know, not a lot of service. It wasn't our greatest performance, but again, under a Lomas or a later stages Jacket or a Holloway, we wouldn't have got back into that game yesterday. Holloway would have waited till 15 minutes to go and thrown 4 centre forwards on, and you know we're still showing under Harris. So that wasn't our best performance. That, you know, the mentality and the togetherness the team have now got, and we're getting strong with it, grinding results out. So that's your lot for this post-match analysis video. I will be back tomorrow for a pre-match prediction, and I will be in Hull on Tuesday night with Kieran. We're making the journey up. I hope to see a few of you there if you're going. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.